A new episode of BLOC News, and my name is Brenda Luciotis Clark, founder of BLOC, the local art portfolio where we represent 40 Latin American artists, which 30 are from Peru. Before telling you about our international news and a very specific topic, and hot one, censorship and shadow banning on IG, let's first think outside the block. Now, I want to share about a specific collaboration, a brand new collaboration that BLOC Peru is doing with Art Will Save Us. And this happened because they, again, met us through this BLOC News. Stephanie Hidrobo, she is the founder and director of Art Will Save Us. What is this? It's a digital platform based in Mexico that focuses and promotes emergent artists from Mexico, Ecuador, and Peru. Yes, and in the Peruvian team is, of course, two of our Peruvian reps. Veronica Serna, 29-year-old photographer, and Emilio Longhi. I think that you've seen some of his beautiful sculptures. He usually uses metal, wood, and different wires. Also, I highly recommend you to check out their live programming. And besides, well, yesterday morning, Veronica Serna with Stephanie from the platform, they were going live, and IG decided to censor and put it down 3 times while going live because Vera was showing photography from different projects, and in some of this it wasn't nudity at all, but it showed a lot of skin. It seems that because of that, Instagram censored 3 times. So talking about censorship and shadow banning, have you ever experienced some of this through IG? Please drop a comment if so. And I know that these are very difficult times, for example, to artists and to those that are part of this ecosystem who wants to keep selling art, and just it's frustrating if you are shadow banned or censored. Now, I'll start from scratch and try to keep it like the simplest as possible. What is a shadow ban? It refers to the platform limiting your content reach by restricting visibility. So for example, if you've used forbidden hashtags, or if you are sharing content that is reflecting violence or nudity, or graphic or shocking content, posts with misinformation or spam messages. So all of this are probably going to give you and put you into a shadow ban position. Also, you could get low reviews in your stories, low reviews in like anything that you post. Now, how you can remove an Instagram shadow ban? Well, first of all, stop any activity that goes against terms of service, revoke permissions for any unapproved third-party apps. So double check in case what are the apps that you're using. Avoid using banned or restricted hashtags again. Reach out to Instagram support. Don't act like a bot. Avoid getting reported. Take a break from Instagram. So this, of course, there is more information. I'm going to share with you this link where you can read out more about this specific topic, but I find very interesting and important to share because we all know that these are difficult times, and most of like people in the art media and our art scene are literally supporting on Instagram and digital platforms, because we cannot organize nor participate in art fairs or organize any exhibitions like with a lot of people. So it's even more difficult than last year, for example. But try to analyze what are the steps, and in case if you're suspicious of being shadow banned, well, you get those 7 steps that you can check it out. So do you remember me as an artivist fanatic? Well, Today we don't have an artist as a special guest, but an art lover, a total blogger lover. Alejandro Céspedes, he's a Peruvian political scientist and director of Muro, llano, a think tank platform focused in academic research run by college students from Peru. Now, have you ever thought about politics and art? Well, this combo has been done through ages, centuries in our human history. It's said that in some countries, such as mine in Peru, well, governors have not really done anything with art and haven't used it into a more beneficial way.
Hi everyone. Before starting to talk, I would like to make what I think is a crucial distinction between the art consumer perspective and the main objective of the artist at the time he or she creates the artwork. What I mean is that not always both views match each other. In that sense, political sensitivity many times is understood as a natural outcome of many personal processes of the artist, whose, as individuals, in a close and dynamic relationship with their environment and context, produce a particular opinion and point of view of themselves and the others. Having said that, art and politics studies always develop themselves, their theories and their approaches, from the premise that art is a very important aspect to understand society's development. And art is important because through the artistic works, humans represent many aspects that, with the only political discourse, cannot be expressed by itself. For example, through sculptures, paintings, images, through plastic and visual arts, and now with art intervention, art can work as vehicles to manifest the complexity of human beings and their singularities. In Peru, this relationship is not new and has an ancient history. Art and politics not only parallel historical processes, but also the whole Peruvian political path. And as an example of that, I would like to bring to the table today the case of the foundation of the Fine Art School in Lima, which emerged as an increasing demand of some portions of the Peruvian society in that moment to create a Peruvian identity after losing the Pacific War in the late 19th century. When cities are growing, societies are also changing. And in that constant movement, people face many challenging situations that create many possibilities to express art. Love, frustration, death, life, social inequality, dictatorship, democracy, etc. are just examples of the diversity of grounds that finally give birth artists. In Lima, these meetings expressed by art are fundamental to achieve a better community, a better district, and also a better city. By art, we create not only identity, we create the necessary critique to understand us and to continue growing. Since in our cities, sadly, there is not any cultural proposal that include, in a holistic way, the art development of our local communities. In contrast, and also sadly, there have been a lot of attacks to our artistic expressions in our streets, for example, covering them with yellow paintings or just destroying them without any legitimacy. This is why I consider not only as necessary but also as mandatory as we are planning to create and build a republic. First, the creation of proper cultural management and promotion offices in our districts. And the second proposal is the construction of physical and also virtual spaces that allow the citizens to accede to those productions in order to increase the local identification of those common identities and impulse the visualization of the problems that already exist.
Thank you very much, Alejandro, for sharing all that info, and I'm looking forward to work some of those ideas and proposals with you. Yes, again, and my vibe of exhortation, shaking the cell phone, is what are you doing from your position? What are you doing from where you are sitting right now? What are you doing with your community, with your local municipality or governor? Go ahead and knock the door, prepare a project with your neighbors, with those artists that live in the same district, and knock the door of your governor. Present it. At least you try. What's the worst that could happen? Well, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this week's episode. And, well, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ring the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. And, well, what else? Keep safe, be a skeptic, question everything, and think outside